Hey up lads, Kosh here from Kosh Bushcraft. Bit of an update video to my knife grinder. I've been using it for 2 years now. I've made a few updates as I've gone along, and a guy called Alan was messaging me. I'll put his name on screen now. Guy called Alan was messaging me saying that, well, asking a few questions about it, and I says I'd make a video. He was mainly asking about the tracking system, so we'll go through that first. Right, so this wheel is simply bolted to a hinge. See, that's been an old T-hinge, this one that I've used. Bolted there to the wheel, a few washers, bolts in between to give me a bit of space so the wheel still turns. Simply bolted on. That nut there, when I turn this bolt at the back, it unscrews, pushes this out or lets it go back in, and that creates your tracking. It's as simple as that. Come round the other side. This is an old bike spanner, believe it or not, because I couldn't weld a captive nut on. I haven't got any welding gear, so I put there's a captive nut in a spanner, in a bit of a spanner there. And this washer's holding the nut in from the top, sort of creating a captive nut, if you like. Probably a complicated way of doing it, but this is just a handle thing that I found. It's quite heavy, which helps with the bouncing, steadies it out quicker when it's bouncing, setting off. I've put a cover over the motor, stop dust from getting into the back of it. There's a disc on the back with a laser that counts it. That tells the machine how fast it's going and creates your speed, basically. Dust were getting in the back of it, and then I'd get an error sign on here and it'd cut off. Paintbrush or vacuum would sort it out, like. Just clean the laser, but I've put that dust cover on to help as well. Like I say, new backing plate there, new work plate, 10mm thick steel, that is, on backing plate and bottom. I cut the backing plate off the same bit of steel. This is made with a one nut system, so you slide to get your belt in, and then slide up, tighten up, solid. These were actually off an old shop sign, believe it or not. They were the bits that bolted it to the wall. 2 of them. Fully boxed the electric in silicone seal that stopped dust from getting in there. This wheel here I've arched. I put it on the lathe and arched it off. If you look at these wheels here, they have that lip. This one doesn't have the lip because I've arched it over. Before that I was using this, which is just a couple of different widths of tape, built it up to an arch in the middle. Believe it or not, I'm thinking about putting this one back on because it actually tracked better than the one I've made on the lathe. If it's not broke, don't fix it. It works fine. Did that, I don't know why. I just thought I'd make a posher wheel for it, but like I say, it tracks and everything nicely. I don't think I've got it precise. It seems to have a bit of checking belt with that wheel on. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention this here is a metal weight, like a cast iron weight. That's half of the wheel. I made the rest of the half of the wheel to fit that cast iron weight. If you're using a treadmill, it's important because this weight helps you with the torque. It's the torque, stops you from slowing the machine down and stuff when you're doing it. So leaving the weight on is a big one, really. You want to be leaving that weight on. What else I haven't covered? The electrics are important. Excuse me. Electrics are important from the treadmill itself because you've got speed control. It's an intelligent motor, so you've got 1,000 horsepower and then an extra 1,000 horsepower, what the fuck am I on about, 1 horsepower and then an extra horsepower in reserve, so the machine just don't go balls out when you turn it on, sort of thing. You've got that reserve, and without the intelligent electrics that you get with the treadmill running that reserve and managing the motor, you're not going to get the same performance. If that makes any sense, you're just not going to get that performance by cutting the engine off the thing, leaving all the electrics out and wiring it straight up. I'm not saying it won't go around. What I'm saying is you're not going to get the intelligence that I've got on this. Do you know what I mean? I've got loads of speed settings. I can run it slow, I can run it fast, which is basically what you're getting on a posh machine. You might get 3 speeds on a posh machine. This one's got 30 speeds. But yeah, I'll just have another look at this tracking system. See, it's just literally bolted on there. The bolt goes through. When you turn it, it's pushing the wheel outwards or letting it back in. The tightness of the belt. You mentioned the spring as well. There's my spring. It is a trampoline spring, but it's a tad bit smaller than your average trampoline spring. It was from a very small one. But I suppose any trampoline spring would do it probably. You see, this is just a simple bolt through there. That's the bolt holding the frame. That's a simple bolt creating it into an arm. I'm a bit stuck for room here, and that puts the tension on it. It wants to be quite tight. You can mess about with the tension. Mine's chained to there, and I put different chain links on to change the tension on the spring as you do it. That's about it really. Like I say, to Alan, thanks for commenting, and I hope this video was helpful to you. There's not much to it really. The tricky part of the frame really was this, trying to get the video to focus on it. This bit here is 2 triangles on either side to strengthen the thing. It was out of a scaffolding base plate, you know, the bottoms of scaffolding where scaffolding poles go into the ground. Base plate, cut either corner off. Bob's your uncle, drilled it through. All the wheels to get the spacing that you want, they're just built up with bolts, which adds to strength, if you know what I mean. You've got the threaded bar, then the bolts all lined up. It's been running, like I say, 2 years, must have done 60, 70 knives on it now, and there's no bend here or anything like that, where the tension of the belt's been bending it or anything like that. I've had no problems with it. I've done a lot of work on this wheel. I use this wheel to work, do arches and stuff, and I've had no problem with that neither. Yeah, that's it. I hope it was helpful, and sorry about the bit of a dodgy filming position. It's a bit cramped here in my workshop. But yeah, she's been a workhorse. But I'll catch you next time. Till then, Camper Kosh, signing out.